3 months ago when the game came out, I beat Hollow Knight Silksong, but only Act 2. I never played afterwards, so I only defeated the Grandmother Silk and that's it. So today I thought I'm gonna do another playthrough that plays through and not next to free Steel Soul run, which is hardcore to have free chance to actually beat the game. But I thought about, can you beat Hollow Knight Silksong without using Silk? And I thought about it, that's stupid, I already started the game, that's probably impossible, why would... Hi, my name is Robbie, and today we are doing a challenge called No Silk. Now, No Silk is not really true, because I really do use Silk, especially on the grappling hook harpoon, which costs Silk and kinda can't beat the game without it. And also for harpoon, but only to destroy at the beginning of the silks that traps the first boss. Other than that, I cannot use Silk, especially in combat. I cannot use Harpoon or any other tools that cause Silk to fight, and most importantly, you cannot heal. There is no way for me to gain health other than benches. So I thought about it, maybe not that hard, but later on the video I kind of figured out, yeah, healing is good. Now the beginning won't change too much other than I cannot heal, and the game is pretty easy at the start, so I just grabbed the 2 moss thingy that I might need for later on the game, defeated the first boss with no problem as you can see, and went to the village. Now I did take 1 damage from the boss, which is pretty bad to be honest, since the first boss is one of the easiest one, but I mean, nothing happened, I sat on a bench and moved on. Now we reached the first arena. The first arena is always a joke. We just kill them, go through, nothing happened, that's all. Of course, during my way I collect as much rosaries as much as I can, because I have no idea how much I'm gonna need. I didn't plan anything in beforehand, I'm just going and collecting as much thing as I can. I also collected my first charm, which is just drops one bone shard if I equip it. I won't equip it now, but maybe later on. I thought it's good to have, it's easy to grab. Also when I met Shakra, I bought the maps and quills, because I played the game 3 months ago and probably not gonna use maps, but still nice to have, and I have no idea if I actually need them for Act 3 or not, so hey, it's good to have them. Now of course with my fierce and amazing skill, I already took 2 damage from one of the easiest fight, but luckily after that I obtained Harpoon and for some reason it heals you to full health, so like nothing happened. Well, anyway I found the bench, healed up again and went to the first boss. And this is why I told you I can use Harpoon on Silk, because the first boss you cannot pass the first boss unless you use the Harpoon. But this is the once and only time I will use it, and after that when I sit on the bench I will just take it out so I don't accidentally use it. Of course, the fight was pretty easy, I don't even think, I didn't take a single damage from it, so just moving on. After I defeated the boss, I went back to the town so I can buy a magnetite brooch, because it's pretty annoying to pick up rosaries if they are trying to run away from you. During the scavenging hunt for my rosaries, I managed to show how skillful I am at narrow spaces. Yeah, it didn't go well. Once I solved you my huge failure at the narrow space, I went and picked up a craft metal, so I maybe use it for later on. Not now. Not even later, who knows, maybe I now don't even use it. Then I picked some more rosaries, I'm just showing you this part that you understand that I'm actually picking up rosaries, I'm just not showing you since it's nothing interesting, and even though I have 1 half, I'm not just going to lie to you or go back to and heal, I'm just going as long as I don't die. Once I finished it, I managed to reach the next bench and voila, I healed up. After that I picked up the straight pin so I can use it for later in the game. Since I don't have Harpoon or any other Silk ability, ranged utilities like tools will be really important in this run. After saying hello to my great friend Ant-Man, we had a great fight, although I still hate him. I only took 1 hit and that hit was kinda damage boost as well because I didn't want to end up in a corner. And this time I actually went back to heal because I am scared. I did free a fly during the way, but I'm scared from the next arena, Shakra's arena. The enemies are quite strong, stronger than before and stronger than after. And Shakra is also there, which is a great help, but it's kinda hard to see because of her. So I went back to heal. Yeah, I should have went forward, but I went back to heal because that fight is annoying. Even though the fight went really good at the start, the last wave, which is 2-unit combination that's so hard to deal with, managed to almost actually defeating me, making me lose 3 half total, leaving me with 2. Now, before we continue the journey, I wanted to tell you there's actually an additional rule I forgot to tell you. I cannot pick up a single mask shard, which makes me only have 5 mask shards throughout the game. Which I'm pretty sure it's gonna come back to bite my ass, but hey, a little challenge doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt me now, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna hurt me in the future. Oh well. During my way, I managed to lose 1 more additional mask shards, so having one, I was really slowly, really carefully going through the way, so I don't actually die to anything, and yeah. Yeah, I have no words. I died to a butterfly, butter ants, and fly. Yeah, whatever, you get it. Well, it's kinda awkward, but this is my first death to a butterfly, and nice. Yeah. After that, I managed to go through without a problem, get a bench, gain a rest, checkpoint, and immediately lose a mass shard. Yeah, I'm kinda losing it, huh? I quickly went to the right side to grab a quick memory locket because who knows, it might be useful for later on, but unlocking all the slots for charms is never a good idea. Why did I say good idea? Who knows? But you got the point. Once I reached the next area, I immediately walked into the enemy. Yeah, my reasoning that enemy usually just run away, but I was kind of faster, so I just walked in. Also, I managed to take additional hit by not turning first before hitting, making me hit the right way instead of left and deflecting the projectile. Whoops. But the arena was no challenge. After all, they were just ants. I mean, imagine losing to ants or butterflies, or a combination of the two. Imagine someone losing to that. I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't. But after defeating this arena, I managed to reach the next skill, the dodge and the sprint, or shift key, or whatever you want to call it. I was happy, because that's the most important skill in the game, I think. There is nothing better than to dodge, to stop your momentum, and to actually run. After that, I just freed the fly upstairs and opened a new bench, getting a new checkpoint, and moving on. I went up to unlock the shortcut. During the way I managed to get hit by the same enemy that just goes away and doesn't find, but I was too fast and I just hit myself in it. And I also freed this fly. And bought this map. Man, I'm starting to think the station and enemies that don't even fight somehow did more damage to me than anything else so far. After that, we managed to reach the next boss, Get Good 2.0. I totally remember the name. I think it was like Kate. Lacey, I think it was Lacey. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, pretty easy boss. Not much to talk about. I got hit twice, I get it. One of them is totally my fault, and yeah, I was done. But the second one, I mean, you can just look at it. I kinda call a bull on that, but oh well, nothing serious happened, but I just went through the boss and kind of felt wrong. But hey, I didn't die, I guess, but I do have 2 life. And that might bite me back. Because the next bench is kind of far away. Oh, never mind. Anyway, I'm kinda don't remember too much of the game, so that's why I'm collecting almost everything. That's why I'm also buying this map too. I have no idea what do I need for Act 3, I have no idea if you actually make it to Act 3, and I have no idea how hard was the game. I remember nothing. Anyway, I got this new charm, which is actually pretty good charm, so I'm kinda happy to get it. Now, if you remember, I deleted my save, and there is 3 more saves that I still saw and in grey mode, like in hour in the game, which means I kinda know the beginning. When I got hit by this thing, head butterfly. Yeah, let's call it head butterfly. I was kind of scared. I knew there is a trap there, and I was playing cautiously so I don't die there. And I actually managed to get it and got the graph meta. Everything went according to plan, no problem, and yeah, I guess second death is to a slug. Dying to a butterfly and a slug, I mean, I'm already doing really good. I'm not gonna have a single problem with bosses later on the game. Yeah, I kinda miss healing, but that's the challenge. Okay, now come on, I wasn't in that, like, I don't like slugs. I starting to feel they are gonna be a huge problem later in the game. But I managed to reach a bench, got the farming quest, managed to farm it out. I did lose 2 mask shards, but nothing serious. Went back, healed up, and continue my journey. After the game shows us some nudity, we managed to unlock the black and white movies where the woman's skirt lifts up when she is standing above the vent skill. And to be honest, that's the skill as well. Once we are above the vents, skirt lifts up, but we are also lifting up with her. Flying, I guess. And now we managed to raise 4th chords, which is a really fun fight, but it's one of the easiest. I mean, yeah, I took a hit and the rock fell on my head, but it's still one of the easiest fights, so we easily... I have no words. I wish it didn't happen, so I don't have to say this in the future, or you, or anyone. I feel so ashamed, but yeah. I guess that's 3rd death. Butterfly, slug, and heheh was I'm collecting the badges left and right, like... After that I really wish the hardest boss I can just one-tap. On my second try I easily beat the 4th chorus, although I managed to took 2 hits again, leaving me 1 health. I mean, nothing gonna happen to it, like the next bench is so far away. Yeah, but it's nothing gonna, yeah, that's expected. Ooh, 4th death! I'm collecting it now. After that I easily climbed up, get the new map and the new bench. And now comes actually the first challenge, the bird arena. I mean, challenge probably it's not hard for most people, but for me it's somehow hard. The bird's movement is so unpredictable, especially the fat one. The fat ass one that keeps dropping his ass on my head and moving so weirdly that you just cannot hit. I don't know what's about this arena, but it was pretty difficult. The movement and space amount that they usually let you to dodge, it's kinda hard. And even with Harpoon, I mean, Harpoon's pretty easy because you just kill one of the big one and you only have 1 big left, but even with Harpoon it's kinda hard, but because the fat one is just by himself is pretty hard to defeat. I played as careful as I could, trying to only hit him when he is in mid-attack, so it doesn't actually flop around everywhere, because the amount of time I took damage just by him letting his booty fall down a little bit on my head and just took damage. And yeah, I died. And yeah, I didn't even die once, I actually died twice. But on the 3rd one I managed to make it. You can see it in the footage here. I still almost died, and I mean I did a lot of bad play there, but you can see that how scared I am from that fat one. Like I'm just watching and carefully waiting for him to stop and I can attack, because just one wrong move and I am the one taking the damage because his fat ass just falls on my head. It was a really annoying fight. Like, I just wish I had Harpoon. That's the first time I just wish I even heal, and that's the first time that I actually was struggling. Only 2 deaths. But just thinking about it in the future, I already died twice on an early game arena. I mean, I'm still in Act 1. And I was thinking about the boss in Act 1, that's so difficult for me. I'm starting to realize this challenge is not gonna be easy. Without healing, you can see the core mechanic of this game is healing, and without it, it's gonna be actually hard. And not just that, I cannot increase my health. So this is all I have to work. Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. Once I defeated the arena, I opened the lever, grabbed some rosaries, freed the fly, and managed to reach the next bench, which is interesting because this is the bench where all my steel soul saves are, which means I'm actually gonna play those as well next to it. Well, I'm not gonna talk about those games, although I'm gonna hint a little bit some time to time or just show you something. But yeah, the full focus is on this one, the no healing. Now I just went left and quickly got the Hunter Journal, also sat on the bench, and I want to say I will always gonna quit after the bench, so don't be scared that I don't have any silk or that you see the menu that I'm quitting, because after every bench I usually go to the Steel Soul and do the same thing, you know, just so I have my practice and I don't actually die. After that we already meet our new arena partners, but it was a joke. I mean, I didn't even take a damage. Like, the balancing is kinda all over the place. Like, this arena was so much easier than the bird one. I don't really get why it was later in the game. I mean, to be honest, you could have go both way, but you have to do the bird arena to progress after Act 1. So yeah, I mean, Shakra's arena and the bird arena, compared to this one, they were like on a different level. Immediately I tried to play Mary Poppins, but I quickly learned that it's not a good idea. Note to self, never try to be Mary Poppins because it's just gonna hurt you. Then this person taught me what scissoring is, and after that I managed to show how skillful I am at grabbing ledges. Yep, that's 2 minus martial arts, which is great because the arena is starting right now. And it's over. And note to self, learn from your previous notes. Still no Mary Poppins. I managed to reach the arena, but they quickly taught me that, well, without harpoon, the last phase is actually hard. For example, there is a steel soul run, and you can see harpoon kills them. But yeah, I have no harpoon this time, so not a death. On the third try, I managed to clear it, and surprise surprise, I did pretty well. As you can see in the footage, I lost, you can see how much health, I'm not gonna spoil it, 0. Anyway, I managed to do it, and I get the new crest, which is pretty bad, and I hate it, and I wish I had the previous crest. Now, I went to get the memorial kit and open a shortcut, but yeah, because I got a new crest, I lost all my charm, but that's not the problem. It also put my harpoon back and I accidentally used it, which means I quit the game and started over from the previous checkpoint. Yeah, I didn't see that. I wanted to use a straight pin, but yeah. Whoops. But I went back, I did everything as I did before. I also went back, as you can see from the memorial kit. I also defeated this big rat, and like nothing happened. So my apology, I just accidentally used it, but immediately went back to the previous one. So the run should be still active since I did it all over, but yeah, thanks Chris for putting it back in. Yay. Now, why I did the run back, as you can see, I lost pretty much all my health. I only have one. I don't know why I jumped into that big rat. I mean, I didn't know it was there, but hey, now I know, and my future Steel Soul runs will be happy that I know it's there. But yeah, now I have 1 health and we have a new boss, which pretty much 100% certainty on death, but weirdly enough I actually did pretty well. I only died because I totally forgot when he dashes, he also throws a... I don't know what to call that, soul blade on phase 2, so I died to that, but really enough I did well. But I went back there second time, and the fight went as expected. Although, yeah, I don't want to spoil how much damage I took, but I did take more than I should have. But the fight ended, I did die once to it, but it's because I started with one life and I am dumb. But yeah, both dead, new checkpoints achieved, and I am starting to be afraid because of the next part. Also, I obviously did with the steel sword, and yeah, nothing happened. Oops. I lost one. To one of the easiest posts, I lost one. I mean, technically, it is my fault. It's completely my fault, but I have to admit, there were some weird mechanics it did. Like, I never seen just dash straight without going down, and also the non-stop dash where it just doesn't stop. So yeah, it is my fault, and it doesn't really matter for the RAM, but I just wanted to mention that it was kind of weird. Yep. Then I finally managed to reach a bench, obviously. I quickly took out the harpoon from the crest and also switched back to my previous crest because that's so much better than this crest. I don't know who likes that one, but I don't. The previous one is way better. And for some reason I wanted to 1v1 a bug hunter, and it went horribly. Like, holy shit, that was so bad. I don't know what I was thinking, especially after this I went to a nest, and yeah, nest without harpoons is like, yeah, good luck. And not just that I took a hit, I managed to fall down so I can go back around, but don't worry, I come back to destroy it, I mean to destroy me. Oh, okay, take 2 I guess, and I won't just spawn from me, but I managed to destroy the nest with no problem, and I actually got the long pin. Now I don't like long pin, not gonna lie, but it's the second tool, and every tool is gonna help for the future bosses that I'm kinda scared of. Also, there is an arena here, and actually I totally forgot about this arena. I have no memory of this arena, so it was a surprise that I actually jumped into an arena. I immediately took so much damage that I only have one left, but I quickly learned how they act, because to be honest I didn't remember a single thing about not just the arena but the enemies. I have no idea what they were doing, but after I managing to lose all my health I learned their trick, their moves, and really enough this arena was pretty simple even with one life, so yeah, I'm sad that I lost all my health because I don't remember when is the next bench, and I obviously am not gonna go back. But the arena itself was pretty simple, pretty easy. I went forward, nothing special. Now this isn't a part of the challenge, but when I logged into Silksong, I found this, a little Easter egg. I didn't know about this, that for some reason I'm also grabbed in the web of the whatever, so that's kind of cool, and I just wanted to share. Also, I'm doing pretty good, as you can see. I mean, just ignore the defeated one. Yep, ignore that one, but you can see I'm actually doing pretty good. I quickly grabbed a map, a fly, and a polyp harp or whatever. I have no idea why, but I did. Then, to show my skills, I managed to Mary Poppins down back to the bench because I just couldn't stop my sprint. Well, at least I learned from it, and my Silksong won't do the same mistake, right? Fuck. Now I took a damage while I running back because I got lost, and also because I was impatient. But behold the jump button! I managed to jump up to the rosaries, and it was totally worth getting it and running a full circle because of it. Now I grabbed the bench and went to the next boss, which is actually a pretty easy boss, but I forgot about a part, this one. Now these little voodoo wood do things made the fight actually quite challenging because with harpoons you just one-shot them, and yeah, here's an example from my steel sword. You can see that harpoons just deal with them. But yeah, because of that I managed to die once. After that I used the demo harpoons, the straight pins, and managed to actually defeat the boss. Because the boss isn't that hard, you just watch, ooh, left hand go right, right hand go left, and destroy the vines, but it's a little bit more challenging. It was actually kinda refreshing because this boss was kinda boring for me always, even on the first playthrough. I just beat him on the first try and that's it. But it was kinda challenging that the ads actually did something, so hey, something positive from this challenge that I enjoyed. But it kinda sinked down because then I remembered who's the next boss. Widow. And Widow is probably the scariest boss in Act 1. That boss I just never learned how to do it. Even on my first playthrough I just brute forced it. So I'm kinda scared. But yeah, this boss was nothing, and on to Widow. Now I managed to meet my arch nemesis, a stationary enemy, which immediately hit me once. Wow, I'm so surprised, and I also grabbed this purple flower polyp heart. Now, I don't know why, but in this part, for some reason I jumped, and because of that the flower just blew up, being alive, and it was in the way. I didn't know how to get through, so I just tried to jump from below and yeah, into the spikes. So good job me. Then I slowly killed it, but sometimes I just surprise myself. And then I met a new flower in the way, and hold and behold, another death. And with some unavoidable stationary enemy damage and some flower sting, we managed to reach the new power up, wall climb. And with wall climb, we can climb walls. That's in the name. Now, of course, after obtaining wall jump, we managed to meet another voodoo. And yeah, the game showed me how good harpoon is against enemies that are superior in melee. It would be really good to have harpoon, so I'm kinda missing. Also, we have some nest troubles again with harpoon. It would be so much easier. But yeah, we did it and we got a purple heart. Now yeah, I could use my tools more often, but I'm gonna talk about this later. Also, I died. Yeah, you didn't guess that, right? And also here's this little guy who just decided to YOLO into me, into the nothingness, making me lose 3 health. Thanks! I'm pretty sure it's gonna be half. Oh, yep, another death. Then I went to unlock a shortcut towards the bench, also picked up this polyp heart, and I managed to reach the boss with full health. Now this is the first boss that I was actually scared of, Widow, because of the second phase. The first phase was not that difficult, but the second I never actually understood how to do it. Simply just so much thing happening at the same time, bosses charging but also Belza falling down on the second phase, that it made it pretty much not possible to do it without healing for me, so I just brute forced it. And obviously when I reached second phase I died. The problem is also that even though I'm reaching it now, I don't have too much health and I just die pretty much immediately. Again and again. But as you can see, even if I reach with no health, I am improving. As you can see, I'm surviving longer, I'm starting to understand the movement, but yeah, that's not enough, and again. Now once I died, I did stay on the bench and equip the long nail as well as the straight nail to use 2 ranged attacks so I can deal more damage far away, but as you can see I just died in the first phase, so it worked out. Oh yeah, and one more time. Now as the fight goes, let me talk about why I don't like to use tools now. And the answer is pretty simple. bone shards. I am actually rapidly losing bone shards and I'm not really farming nor going out of my way to get them. And simply I don't want to go and farm them. I kinda wanna finish the challenge in a normal amount of time, and bone shard farming is not in the normal amount of time. So at the beginning I'm definitely not going to use tools, simply just to scout out what's the fight, and when I feel confident, as you can see probably in this part, I am starting to use it. Although bone shards is still dropping pretty hard, but this time I managed to actually fight the boss off. I mean, I died 8 times, which is actually not that bad. I mean, 8 times on a boss that I don't remember too much about it, and without using healing and without harpoons. I mean, I think that's a solid step up, especially that I knew this boss was scary. Probably the scariest boss in Act 1. Now, even though I don't like this boss, especially the movements, the fight was actually fun. Without healing, it was actually had to learn the fight, which was new instead of brute forcing it. So much so that after I defeated the boss, obviously I went to do the steal mode as well, and I did so well that I actually didn't lose a single health, and I didn't even need to heal there. Now I did use harpoon there because it's still soul and not the challenge, but you can see the improvements, and I'm obviously showing this clip so I can show you that I am improving every time I'm fighting a boss. I'm not just like oak heads, I actually know what I'm doing, at least in game. I'm versatile with it, so I have hope that I can actually reach the end. Although 8 death on an Act 1 boss is scary, but it's not that bad. Now I did get a memory locket, but most importantly, needle upgrade. My melee hit being more damage. Ah, that's good. Also, I found this platform. I never knew this is a climbable thing. I always went around, but yeah, you can actually jump up here. Kinda neat. Just wanted to say. Also, I went up, killed this little big guy. Nothing biggie, just rosaries. I mean, I got hit, but yeah, no biggie. I just healed up on the next bench. Now I did unlock another slot with the memory locket, putting the bone shard charm in, because this is the moment I realized that yeah, I kinda need bone shard. I'm losing it. After that, on the climb, nothing really much happening. This is the part that I kinda lost way too much health, and yeah, I almost died. But I went down, got the memory locket, then spoke with Shakra and got the map, and I almost died here again, but in the end, we survived. We got another bench, we got another checkpoint. And there is only one thing left to do in Act 1, is to defeat the last boss, which I don't remember the name, but I think it was the first judge, or the second, or the third, who knows. Now I did reach the boss with -2 health, because I got hit kinda BS mode, but hey, it's the first try. I wasn't that optimistic to kill her in the first try, but she is weaker than Willow, so I wasn't expecting too much of a death there. Although I underestimated her. Well, to be honest though, I didn't underestimate her. I overestimated my own greed, I guess. Like, I was always trying to hit her, no matter what, but the spinny attack kept hitting me because it was way too quick. I stood there way too much. Not even too much, that wasn't the problem. But to realize that whenever she throws her mace or does the charge, I shouldn't go after her to hit her, because if she uses the spinny attack afterward, I have no chance to avoid it. There is no way you can get out. Even if you just hit her once, you don't have the time to do it. But my greedy ass just kept going and going, even though I knew it's wrong. I just kept doing it. It took so much time to actually stop doing that because my brain just didn't want to stop it. Just wanted to go to kill her as fast as I can. Although during all these tries, I actually almost lost all my bone shards. It was kinda cutting it close, which is already bad because in Act 2 I will need lots, like a lot, and I'm kinda sad that I'm using so much in Act 1, but I focused on using it only on bosses. I didn't want to use it on random things, so I kinda hope I will get enough for futures. I really don't wish to fawn, but alas, if that's what's gonna happen, then I guess I will just fawn. I won't be happy, but nothing I can do about it. But I didn't die that much. After all, I managed to make it here. Every death was normal, just died to greed, nothing too special. But I finally defeated her and we finished Act 1. I completely forgot about that. And I got so impatient because of it. I wasn't angry or anything. Although now that I'm looking at the clip back, I'm kinda surprised that the explosion did 3 half of damage. But I got so impatient that I can just defeat the boss again and nothing else, that I kept dying over and over and over again by my own greed because I just wanted to get through since I already defeated her. And the death just stack up, and I wouldn't be surprised if I died more to it than to Widow. I really lowballed this one. But even if I lowball it, the ending is what matters, and after all I managed to get through. But oh, I really messed up. I shouldn't have died this many times, especially on Act 1. But we did it, we defeated her. The final boss of Act 1 is dead, and we can continue our journey on Act 2. Now, in Act 2 there is one boss in my mind and one arena, but first is the boss. Then I have no hope to actually defeat him. Or I'm just gonna give up there, which I hope I don't. Or it's gonna be like hundreds of deaths, because that boss is just a bullshit random. But hey, that's the future problem, not now. But for Act 1, I can easily say that it is pretty easy to do it without silk, without using healing, without using any silk consumable attacks like harpoons. I would say you can easily do it even in hardcore. I mean, I messed up, yeah, I died a lot. But also, that was kind of my scout run, my first playthrough, I would say, even though it's the second, but my first playthrough was so back then that I have no memory at all. And I think we did well. And I have actually high hopes now to actually finish Act 2 without using silk. Also, I wanted to mention I ran out of bone shard during all this try. You can see it's under my bar that it's not full. So yeah, I'm in a pretty bad situation in the future, but hey, we just killed her just in time. Now for Act 3, I have no idea. As I said, I actually don't know anything about Act 3. I only defeated Grandmother Sil, I think that's her name, and that's about it. I did defeat her with the Parasite on, which made me weaker. I don't actually remember what it did, but I know it made me weaker. I do remember I should put a video out of it. But yeah, that's about it. Now, I usually put these videos out because for my future self that I can watch it back, but after seeing the last judge dying to that explosion, do I actually wanna see that in the future? Maybe I should cut it out. No, I don't cut out any mistakes, or it wouldn't be a valid run, I guess. I just have to live with it now. Now, since this is the last fight, I will just let it end, but that's all I wanted to say. No, I do believe I think this was a success. I am optimistic and I enjoyed that I did this run, and I'm hoping I can continue without a problem. But playing this, doing so, I am really optimistic. After all, nothing bad happened in this run, so why would I? Ah, yeah, this one. Anyway, see you in Act 2.